giant orange records.
Here are some quick tips on how to identify Beatles mono record pressings. Now, with all the hype and buzz about the Beatles mono box set coming out this year in 2025, I just want to let you know that thanks, Beatles, y'all interrupted my quest to find all the original monos, which I have a few. So one easy way on the earlier albums is to look up in the top right corner. It will say mono. And if it's a stereo pressing, it will say stereo in the top right corner. With Revolver, same thing. It'll say mono up here. And this is the recent Giles Martin stereo mix. It'll say stereo in the top corner for Revolver. But then, things get tricky, and we get to Sgt. Pepper. Now, can you tell which one of these is mono and stereo? Well, let's look in that top right corner. Oh, it doesn't tell us anymore. Well, that's interesting. I guess we'll have to flip it over on the back. And these are British pressings. This one is mono, and it will say PMC 7027 on the label. And if you actually look at the back cover, it will say mono back here on the top right of the back cover of the British pressings, which look like this with the black and gold Parlophone label. This is a British stereo pressing, which also has the black and gold Parlophone label, but it will say stereo up here in the top right corner. But how can you identify a US mono pressing on Capitol? This is a early press with the rainbow label. Well, it doesn't say stereo on here, and in fact, the label or catalog number will be MAS. If it's stereo, it will say SMAS. And if you look at the back here, that label would be down here. Also, another little difference here is the US copy of Sgt. Pepper has a little white line on the bottom, and the British pressings do not have that little white line on the bottom. Why that is, I don't know. I don't know anyone that worked at Capitol at that time, but if you're out there watching this, maybe you could help explain that. Abbey Road and Let It Be were never issued in mono. Both of these later Beatles albums were only issued in stereo, so don't go looking for mono copies. Also, to my knowledge, the White Album was only issued in mono in England, and there are very, very few of those out there. So, good luck hunting down your mono copies. Hopefully you were able to order the 2025 mono box set, and hopefully, if you weren't, perhaps they will repress some more soon after seeing how great the demand is. So, yeah, enjoy your mono records, and if you have any experience with mono cartridges, perhaps you can let me know if it's worth getting a mono cartridge for these beautiful early mono pressings.
Giant orange